friend that was Dennis's nurse. I did used to live out in India. Dennis did not drown out at sea. I bob along, saltwater buoyancy. Let the ocean or the sea take me. Ashore the mist is far too hazy, and days are filled up 2 times over. Birds of lint inhabit this fair island. These icy rocks creep in at night. We huddle back to back, piercing each other by squawking. Our tongues are brushing one another's neck, warm reminders of a far-off home. Thanks. Outside the security gate. Ben was thinking, what ingenious slogan are they coming up with now? Guilty Guilter was so boring, so uninspired. He preferred the more violent expressions, like once when a large effigy was made of his pear-shaped body from which his stomach had been cut and blood-soaked pound sterling spilled all down his trousers. Gut Guilter, not our future, the slogan had read. Another had depicted planet Earth pulling apart its legs so that a caricature of an esteemed academic, dressed in suit and monocle, could peer into his anus. A slight arousal made him think of Debbie. She must be somewhere in the crowd, but Ben couldn't make her out from the sea of black duffel coats. Black duffel coats were the unofficial uniform of Entropy Undone, a company name the staff all hated yet agreed to. The grounds were too big to argue about silly things like names and personal relations. Debbie had hated the name the most, looking glumly under the table, as though at some point she could lie down underneath it without anyone noticing. Was she the last person Ben had been close to? It was finally start time for test 1, and a few junior staff lined up to shake the professor's hand. Some had even brought bottles of champagne. Ben hated these sycophants, every last one of them. He always preferred people who talked down about him, to his face or behind his back. And Debbie had been the most damning, the cruelest, the most horrible about him and his visibly decaying facade of a body. Maybe this was the reason he desired her so much, because such a large part of her hated him. And maybe the reason she'd returned his desire those handful of times, in the service of hatred rather than love. Ben didn't know any of that. He had no mind for romance or emotion. All he knew of this world was a conglomeration of questions finally being answered during test 1 at Site 4A. The sycophants let out a little cheer as the engine started up, a growling sound sprouting like a flower. Ben walked towards the sound, feeling the embrace of it like sunlight. He could no longer make out the noise of the protesters outside the gate. Now they're buried under the sound of progress, Ben thought, and a smile emerged on his face. A smile that only lasted a few seconds, as Ben's teeth were soon scattered across the countryside, finding their new home in 2 nearby fields. The rest of Ben's body, buried under crater site 4A, was later uncovered by a specialist toxic waste team. The waste team found that, due to the proximity of the initial blast, while Ben's head and neck had been propelled upwards at great speed,